Recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Arrington, to inquire.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, and I thank the witnesses for your time and your insight and sharing your stories. And I think your struggles are real. I want you to understand that from my perspective, I hear the pain and the struggle that you have been working through. And so if I were to tell you, Ms. Snyder, that America is in the strongest position today economically than just about any country in the world, how does that make you feel? You feel better about that, or do you believe what I'm telling you if I'm telling you that?
I think that's wonderful, but I'm not in any other country. I'm here. So the services and social services that are provided to those in Denmark supports them in a different way than it does for me here.
Okay, Ms. Price, if I told you America has achieved the most robust recovery in modern history, how's that going to help your situation right now? Do you believe me?
No, sir, I do not believe you, because each and every day I watch the news and I watch hearings such as this, and I see Democrats put forth policies that would benefit me.
Yes.
And I see every Republican vote no for it. So no, I will not believe you.
And I can see how you would perceive that. Let me tell you my perspective on it, but let me first tell you that those two statements were from your president, Joe Biden. Those weren't my statements. President Biden has been telling you that we got the strongest recovery of any country in the world, that this is the most robust recovery in modern history. I don't believe him either. He's disconnected from the self-inflicted disaster that is this economy right now, namely the 40-year high inflation that is totally running away from America, Americans, and mostly working folk who don't have the money, didn't have them before, much savings or checking or cash on hand to speak of. I think about 7 out of 10 may have $500, $1,000 on average in this country, and we're paying $460. Let's say we're losing on average $460 a month for working families. So no, I don't believe him either. What's interesting is I don't hear anything about the climate crisis from y'all. That's supposed to be the biggest existential crisis in the world. In fact, we've marshaled the resources of the entire federal government to attack this greatest existential crisis. In some of my colleagues' minds, and on paper, they've said the world will end in 10 or 15 years on account of it. I don't hear it from y'all because I don't believe that that's your crisis. You're just trying to survive right now. Now, to your point, Ms. Price, you may perceive that Republicans don't want to be part of the solution. It's just that our solution is different, okay? Just hear me out. We've seen the one-size-fits-all entitlement programs that the federal government has thrust on the entire nation. We've seen the red tape that comes with it. We've seen the cost. We've seen the burden. We've seen the federal government try to be the solution, and it ends up being more of a problem. That's what I see all the time up here. So to my colleague's point, what we saw when we reduced the government intervention and burden in the lives of the American people, we saw unleashed prosperity, and we saw all boats rising, all people, and especially on the lower income. They were making more money. Their wages were up, income was up, record. We had the lowest poverty rate in history because of the good old-fashioned freedom, unleashing prosperity and giving Americans more opportunity. Now that is as American as it gets, and that is the way we have created this great experiment in the most robust economy, et cetera, et cetera. I think we've got a burnout problem, and I think y'all are burned out, and I believe you. But I'm burned out of the federal government being the solution to every problem and making it worse. I think we got a burn-through problem. Inflation's burning through your wages like nothing else. It's burning through your budgets, and you can hardly afford to make ends meet. We got a bailout epidemic where we spent $2 trillion when we didn't need to bail out unions, blue states and cities that have now a windfall of billions of dollars. Schools that close their doors to your children, they were paid too. We got a bailout problem in America, and we got a bankrupt epidemic because we've got entitlements today that we cannot afford. Medicare, Social Security, and many others. So we now want to create another one, put more debt on our children. There's a better way to do it, Ms. Price. There's a better way to do it. And we have solutions that will address the problem without creating bigger problems. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Thank the
I yield
gentleman.
back.
Thank the gentleman. Let